In this video, I'll introduce you to creating the scope of work. The scope of work for your project can be approached in two different ways. We offer a simple text-based scope of work as well as a rich text format scope of work similar to a Word document, and we'll take a look at both. For our scope of work, I'm going to go ahead and click Open, Scope of Work, and then choose Client. This will be the customer-facing scope of work document that we can present as part of a quote or proposal. The scope of work comes in two flavors. The first is the text format, just the plain text. This allows me to simply type any narrative about my project right into this window. There is a spell check feature, so I can see that there was one small spelling mistake. I can also use snippets, and snippets are a feature that allows us to save text that we can make reusable and just insert that right into the window. I can also copy and paste from maybe a Word doc or an email or some other source that might have information about my scope. The other option is that the scope of work is in RTF format. If I choose this radio button, the system asks if I would like to create a scope of work RTF file. This is similar to a Word doc, but a little bit simpler. And I'm going to go ahead and choose yes in this case. Once it's created, notice that the system took the plain text and it's also referencing it under the RTF. If I click open, my current system is set to use Microsoft Word as my editor. And you'll notice the RTF file named scope of work that is actually loaded in my project folder for this project loads with the scope of work text. I can type additional statements and I can use most of the features. Numbered lists work well. I can also do things like bulleted lists with just simple bullets, as well as using some of the bullet features that exist here, choosing different bullet styles. I can change the font size. I can use bold, italics, underline, color. The typical formatting in this area, the font formatting and the paragraph formatting work well. So notice that I saved that document, and when I click refresh, you can see the results of what I was doing here. I'll go ahead and save and close. Later, when we run our proposal or quote, you'll see the scope of work included. Now that you've been exposed to the basics of the scope of work feature, to learn more, visit the System Integrator Help Center. You can find it at docs.dtools.com. When you're there, search for scope of work to browse for some additional topics.